Happy Friday morning. So, for those of you just joining us and just checking us out, welcome to the Astrology Girl for Pagans channel. I can't get over that. It's too funny. I do have one announcement, just one, and for this one, it doesn't concern tabletop RPGs. It does concern social media, so I'm going to ask you just one favor. Okay, just one. It's the only favor I'll ask of you. I really need you to listen to this one, because you'll notice a little graphic right about here. At least I think it's there. It should look like what's on my mug. SpeakYourMindHere.com. The owners, Scott and Michelle, just announced that some sacrifices will have to be made there in order to make it more feature-rich and faster, and they will be offering like a basic and pro version, and they have asked us, the user base, for a little bit of a sacrifice. And that sacrifice is all the content we have ever put on the site will have to be purged. All the profiles will remain intact, but in order to get these new features, the old content will have to be purged, because at present I'm on there, I post there every day, and I don't really go back for any past content. There's really no reason to. But anyway, they asked us would that be okay, and I said I was one of a very unanimous decision among the users to say a resounding yes. And we're getting an app and a dark mode, which I was like, thank goodness, because it's a little harsh on the eyes at times. I really wish CloudHub would do the same, but CloudHub seems to have kind of stalled. The only good thing about CloudHub is that that's where a majority of my views are coming from. Weird as that sounds, but anyway. I will probably be shifting my focus on social media more to that site. So I would hope you would join me there. Unlike Twitter and unlike CloudHub, you're not going to be scanned for safety without being notified. You're never going to be silenced unless you're saying something illegal, where if you're actively issuing threats, that's illegal. I would hope many of you would join me there. It's a very nice place to be. We have had a few people that have come on and, tried to be a little jerk, and they didn't last long. They really didn't. So, I will kind of de-emphasize Twitter due to its, just kind of due to their policies. And the only reason I have not really recommended SpeakYourMindHere.com lately is because the site has been a little slow. Like I said, I post to it every day, so it's been a little on the slow side. There's usually a temporary burst of speed and then back to the grind. I don't know why. It seems to be a technical issue. And that sort of thing. But that's where I'll mostly be. MeWe is okay. I don't get a lot of... I really don't get much of any engagement, save for a couple people there. And I'm of course hashtagging the crap out of the videos there, same as I do everywhere else. What's another one? Mines I get about the same engagement, and I've been there a little longer. CloudHub, I'm not really all that, aside from the posting the videos every day, I'm not exactly all that active, so I'm sorry everyone, my sinuses are really kicking me today. There we go. Alright, good. Nothing like Irish breakfast tea in the morning. Haven't had that one for a while. So I hope you got your beverage ready. I hope you got your breakfast ready. I hope you're sitting down. I have to do this kind of early and kind of fast because today I'm not really supposed to be there until 3, but because I'm closing today. But we also have the class, the final one for certification, and I got to be there a lot earlier than expected. And I just remember that this morning. Thank goodness I did. I was like, oh boy. So that, and it's going to be an absolute nightmare at work tonight. I know it. I know it because I was there yesterday, and yeah, we don't have the people for what's going on. It's let's not talk about it. Let's get into the reading. So, for those of you who are new to the channel, just joining us, just starting to rock with us, welcome. This is Full Scale Friday. This is what a full private reading looks like. I understand this video is going to be a little bit longer because we do have more cards to go through. I do the full scale readings on Friday because they do cover the entire weekend. So, let's get right down to it, and I'll break it down step by step, shall we? Okay, we're going to start with you. Who are you this weekend? And somehow I knew this card would come up. Remember yesterday we talked about anonymity and what kind of benefits anonymity has. And if you use it correctly, you can use it to do great things. And you are a complete mystery this weekend. You're a blank slate, and no one knows, save for what they see. So what I'm getting with the Void card, the Ganunga Gap card, if you will, is you really kind of have to take a what you see is what you get kind of approach. You're going to have to make yourself very self-evident on every level. Make sure, my advice on the Void card is just to make sure that you're upfront, that you're operating with integrity, that you are self-evident in just about every aspect, because you never want someone else to interpret what you are. Your interpretation should be all left up to you. But nothing has been decided, nothing is certain. But you will have a guide, inevitably, because there's only one Void card, so I'm kind of interested to see what this card is. Let's see. The 9 Worlds. And this is the card where I don't recall anyone having a trademark or anything else on these words, so I'm going to use it. Where we go one, we go all. So your actions, your words, your entire state of being right now will affect in some way, no matter how minuscule, the lives of everyone else around you, and then some lying out. I can tell you this, today on Twitter is sort of like a follow Friday or something like that, where people, there are certain people on my feed who will post their circles, and just to name a couple of them this morning, I ended up in their inner circles. And in the last 2 weeks, I've been kind of on the outer circles, which it doesn't matter. To me, I'm included, and that's fine. I have fallen out of circles before. Now, granted, that's all based on an algorithm, but what it shows you, if you go to these sites and you do one circle of your own, it'll show you who you interact with the most, and then expands on out. And you can go up to, I think, 8 circles, which they get really long, but you see the types of people that interact with you on some level, and those people you will affect. So keep that in mind. It starts with you, then your inner circle, then their circles, then theirs, then theirs, then theirs. It goes out exponentially. You're that pebble that gets dropped into the river and it creates a ripple, right? So looking to nature, what can we have? Here it is. Act as if. So this is very poignant with the Void card, because the Void card tells you nothing is really certain about you. That anonymity is certain. What did we say about that yesterday? That you could slip in and slip out, you could do anything. This is exactly what we're talking about. You just kind of acting as if you belong there. You've heard of that hacker collective Anonymous. I can tell you this much for sure. There's no membership card. There's no application. There's nothing like that. It's just a group of people. And believe it or not, they could slip in and slip out and act like they're supposed to be there and make you believe it. That's the way you need to operate. You need to be wherever you are, you need to act like you belong there. You're part of this, whether you actually belong there or not. Do what you can. Rely on others to help you fill in the blanks. And be ready and willing to learn. Mentally speaking, we have a five of Pentacles upside down. We have a 3 of Wands, and we have a 3 of Cups. A lot of threes, a lot of collaboration here. Let me show you something. Normally, this particular card would leave you feeling out in the cold. That is not going to be the case today. It's not going to be the case this weekend either. This weekend, you belong in that one spot wherever you are at any given moment, and that's what you need to do. We're going to take a cue from Master Yoda. When Master Yoda talked about Luke, and he's like, oh, never hit, always wanting to be elsewhere, never his mind on where he was. Keep your mind on where you are. Stay consciously aware of where you are at any given point in time, because it's going to be very important. It's going to be very important to getting your goals met. And this may not happen today, but it will happen. Your goals need to be met. This is all in the mind right now, and it's truly something to be celebrated among others who are like-minded as well. Something to keep in mind. This is what we're doing. We're reading for the mind. For the body, you've got a 10 of Pentacles, an Ace of Wands in reverse, and we got Strength again. So not much is changing. We're still focusing on family. Family is what's most important, okay? And if that means we have to kind of pass the torch on to someone else, so be it. Family's everything, ladies and gentlemen. You never abandon that. Once you abandon it, it's hard to put it back together. Not impossible, but hard. So where is yours right now? Because this is going to take a level of strength that you didn't know you had in you. And I know here we are at the weekend, we're thinking, thank goodness I can let up a little bit. Well, maybe you can, maybe you can't, maybe you shouldn't. Let's have a look at the spiritual and see what's going on. Got an 8 of Swords in reverse, 6 of Swords in reverse, but we have the 2 of Cups. Okay, look. This one upright, I usually tell you that's the one where you're making a lot of mountains out of molehills, and nothing about that has changed. The problem with the 8 of Swords is that your problems always seem a lot bigger than they are, but you are facing some disquiet, and this is a lot of unforeseen stuff going on. I would recommend being very alert, especially with the 8 of Swords being what it is. I would recommend being super alert. There may be trouble, spiritually speaking. There may be trouble. But here's the thing. Don't be too hyper vigilant, because it's not going to serve you, especially with this this is a 6 of Swords in reverse. Someone out there does truly love you. And right now is not the time to move on. Right now is the time to hold on to it. Because guess what? We call this the soulmate card for a reason. You need to stay put. You need to stay focused. If what I'm seeing here is a relationship issue, then it's time to take out the trash. It's time to declutter. It's time to really focus on what you love the most. We're still getting a lot of the same sentiments from the readings from this past week. Nothing about those has changed. It's not time to let up on those. It's time for you to buckle down and understand this is going to take a little time. This is going to take a little work. That's why you need that strength. Look at this. You have 3 people celebrating in collaboration. You have strength, which is telling me strength in numbers, and you have this partnership, this soulmate card. Someone out there loves you. Someone out there cares. And if you think they don't, well, I hate to tell you this, but you're about to be seriously mistaken. And right now, your goals, right here in your mind, they need to be met. With this Ace of Wands, that means you're going to have to pass on some opportunities. Some opportunities aren't what they seem. And stick with what you have. And if we look here, you're very much included. You have family. Just be a little careful with yourself. You see what I'm saying? I mean, we went across before, but if you look, they can also do this sort of vertical number 2. Let's have a look at the Work Your Light Oracle cards. Starting with this one, you have Awakenings. Let me tell you something about Awakenings, ladies and gentlemen. Awakenings can be very messy, but they can also be very rewarding. You've got a new energy. You've got a new way of thinking of things. You have a way to integrate all that stuff from this week that's been building up, that's been taking you to this level. You have a way of putting it all together in you. Okay, that's what's most important, and that's something you need to keep in mind. Physically speaking, yeah, cut loose and play. Okay, let's get a family game together. I don't care if it's Battleship, Monopoly. I don't care if it's a board game, a card game, playing card game, a trading card game, an RPG. It does not matter. You need some serious time to play. Betrayal might come in the game of Monopoly. Betrayal might come in the game of Battleship. Yeah, your kid may kick your ass, but guess what? Just because you lose doesn't mean you've lost everything, right? That's what you're working on right now. You need to act as if this matters to you, because it does. Spiritually speaking, it is a little time to rest and retreat and be held in it. Listen, if going to church is your thing, go to church. If getting out in the woods is your thing, go out and get in the woods. At your earliest opportunity, these 3 cards need to be your absolute focus right now, because they are everything. This is a lot of heavy news in here, and it's all still very true. There's nothing in here that's contraindicating anything. But these 3 cards here, awaken, play, get that deep replenishment in. Those matter most of all, and I'd be willing to bet the runes bear that out. So let's go to those. Right here we have Kanaz. We have Gapo. And we have Ivaz. Now, Kanaz. Kanaz is a torch, it's a beacon, it's light. This has to be you. You have to be able to find that little bit of light of hope in your mind this weekend. Because when you're lit up, everybody wants to know why. Everyone. When you find that thing, like I've said, whether it's that, you went to this really nice diner, and they, reminded you of like a 50s malt shop or something like that, and the food was excellent, the malts were great. You want to tell everybody, right? everybody, you've got to try this place. It's amazing. It's like me. It's like going back in time. It's like happy days in there. That's what you want to focus on this weekend. But here's the thing, you also want to bring the family into it. Also, find what lights them up too. You never know. Might just enjoy that. Keep with those gifts. We're still talking about, being a little sly here. You've got those gifts. Develop them. Use them. As a matter of fact, if I'm not mistaken, that card came up in the exact same spot for yesterday, and I'm just going to go ahead and give that a check. And yep, sure did. And if you doubt, well, let me just pull up the photo I took from yesterday, and there it is. Same middle spot. Now, what made me say, check out some of the things that are lighting your family up too? What made me say that? Well, it's this card. The Avaz, the yew tree, how flexible it is, but also how strong it is. Yeah, your goals have to be met in order for you to feel kind of any fulfillment, but at the same time, it's like, hey, what about those that love you and care for you? They have goals too. They have passions, they have drives, they have desires. Get in on some of those. We tend to talk about you a lot, but your relationship to the rest of them, to all those in your circle, that matters. And it's going to be the one thing that carries you forward. We don't have a chariot card in here, but still you're having a chariot moment. It's important to get that active rest this weekend. So take the active rest. Get with those closest to you. Remember what it was like. And be sure to never let that go again, because you may not get a second or third crack at it. Anyway, that is everything I've got for you today. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for liking, sharing, subscribing, commenting, everything that you do for this channel. Whether it's here on this platform or any of the other ones. And I'm on like maybe 4 or 5. Thank you. You have no idea what it means to me. Seriously. Act as if you belong because you do. Share that thing that you love because others will love it with you. Share in what others love because it'll draw you closer together. Watch the negativity just fade away. Watch those that love to scream and screech at you just go silent. Because you can't hear them, you're too busy. You can't hear them over the sound of how awesome things are. Just remember, I love you all. Take care of yourselves and each other. Always do what lights you up. And as always, have a great weekend and shine on. Quick post-credit scene. If any of you were watching and you saw that reading, that is what a private reading will look like. Sometimes they are bigger. The private readings, the way this works is simply this. You hit either one of my wish lists, which is in the link tree in the description below. You send me something. $35 and under, and that's including shipping, will get you 2 readings and a birthday reading. If you send me a deck, I will use it in your readings, such as the case with this deck, which was sent to me by a very generous a very generous watcher out there, Eric. Thank you again so much for this very beautiful deck of runes. Also, if you send anything over $35 up to $50 on $50 to $35 in that price range, I give you 4 readings and a birthday reading. And those readings can be redeemed at any time. We'll discuss them before, and we'll put it all together, and then I'll give you a YouTube link that will be only viewable by you, because it's private. It's between you and me. If you prefer to have these readings done live, I can do them over Zoom. I can do them over Skype. I can even do them over Telegram if you have Telegram, or even Signal. It doesn't matter. We can work all those details out. So I do have to caution you on one thing. There is a store, Modifius, down in the description below. One of the games that I listed as being on my wish list was Cult. They have a tarot deck. I will not use that tarot deck in a reading. That's because it is strictly designed to be used with the game. So, you know, it's one of those things. That's designed for a game mechanic, but I will show it off. Definitely, I will publicly thank you, just as I've done today. And of course, it's all 100% voluntary. However, if you want to help the channel, simply like, share, comment, subscribe, do all that great stuff, and you know, bring a friend along. If this message doesn't resonate with you, it'll probably resonate with someone else you know. And if they're having a tough time, maybe they'll get something out of it. That's all I wanted to do. I realize I forgot to even mention that in this video. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I love you all. Have a great weekend. Take care. Shine on.